Paminga's audience builder, aka segment builder, is not only used to create audiences for drip series, branching workflows, and similar outbound efforts, it is also the tool that is used to do every single thing that is conditional across the entirety of the platform. The consistency is amazing, and it's a huge plus for any team that has turnover, has to onboard new members, that is trying to migrate, because you learn once, you know it everywhere. First, I'm going to show you what I mean by that before we dive into the segment builder itself, which is incredible. So let's jump here. I'm looking at an email in Paminga, and I've got a section of content here, wrapped by the blue, where if you meet the conditions of a segment called MOPS Practitioner, you'll see one set of content. MOPS Decision Maker, another set of content. If you fall back through the default, you'll get that set of content. How do you control this? With a Paminga segment. Anytime you see edit these conditions in Paminga, you get Paminga segment builder. We're not here to look at this segment. We'll keep moving. Next example. Here we are looking at lead scoring in Paminga. I'll look at activity scoring rules, and every one of them has the magic conditions button. So we'll look at the conditions for this rule. If someone looks at one of our features web pages, we're going to add 3 points. What's it look like? Very simple. You could read that and pause. I'll keep moving. What if we want to trigger an alert to sales? In Paminga, you tell us, well, what conditions have to be met for the alert to be triggered? Click it, boom. Here we are creating a brand new segment in Paminga, which we'll see more in a moment. Next tab. Here we have an action set, a reusable set of actions that we might trigger from PLG events or from Paminga forms or LinkedIn lead forms. We might trigger them during CSV importer, Zapier, Workato, etc. Well, within this action set, I can leverage conditional actions. So when that Zapier Zap comes in, or when Paminga examines that row in your CSV file, under which conditions should these actions be triggered? You can trigger these ones globally, but there's the magic conditions button. Let's move again. Here we are exporting contacts. When we go to export contacts, we can choose which contacts we want to export. Only the ones that meet these conditions, which is unbelievable. Next tab. Here we are in the form builder on the actions tab, and we're going to have Paminga take action. When this form is submitted, it's going to display a thank you message, but we could add a conditional experience, choosing to redirect to a URL. Under which conditions? Based on any value they submitted in the field. And by the way, this is a multi-page form. It's really cool. So we can leverage any of those to determine the conditions under which we might redirect them to a URL. We could add another conditional experience, redirect them to another URL. It's kind of amazing. Finally, here we are in a drip series where we've already given it the settings, and we're here to select our audience. So I could go with simple conditions, but if I go to advanced conditions, here we see all 17 current condition categories that exist in Paminga. First off, I could filter these categories. Here's list membership, very basic. I could go to field values. Here's behavioral conditions. Paminga knows who watched your video, who watched it 25% of the way, 57, 50, 75, or 100. You can segment on that, along with all these other things. Email engagement, website engagement, and I've got all categories. I can search across all categories, so I'll say, I won't do that. I'll just grab submitted a specific Paminga form. So here I'll type maybe contacts, or here's like a, some contact us form. And by the way, this is pretty cool. When you go to search here in Paminga for contact, you could have, you could have this form could be deeply nested under folders. So you can see here, and you hover this, it shows you that this is a form in example workspace, examples Michael. So I'll click that all contact form. So now I can say if they submitted that from any page whatsoever or from a specific URL. I'm not here to demo all the conditions. There's just an amazing number of them. So let's say I'll add an OR condition, or they're a member of some list. So I'll click here, I'll go to marketing list membership, cursor goes in the field for me. So you see we've added an OR. OR is a member of the marketing list named, and I'll type test or something like that. So we've got some webhook testing, and I'll use that one. All right, so now we've got an OR. Maybe we want to say they have to be a member of that list and another list. So I could click to add an and, but I could also just clone this. So I'll clone that condition, and I'll say they also have to be a member of this test list. Now we see what I call little ands. Now you might notice the color scheming here, right? You see this white background. We have is a member of this list and is a member of this list. And then the light blue connects what I call our medium ORs. Then we can wrap the whole thing with an outer and. And I'll say the contact their state could be, I'll say, match any, and I'll type CA, comma, Oregon, comma, WA, comma, Colorado, comma, Utah, comma. I can paste in here directly from a CSV or spreadsheet. Pretty cool. It reads like plain English. Who qualifies for this segment? Anyone who does submit the Paminga form named all contact form from any page, or is a member of this and a member of this, and no matter what, their state must be one of these. All right. Now, I'll point out that all of these can flip to the negative, right? It's pretty amazing. Paminga knows everything. All of your standard and custom fields coming out of Salesforce, all of your account standard and custom, all your contact, all of your opportunity, standard and custom, all of your marketing, what you call Salesforce campaign and campaign members. We call them marketing campaigns when they sync to Paminga. All of your custom objects, standard and custom fields. It's all here. Everything behavioral, every event that they registered for or attended, every UTM tag they ever came in on, videos they watched, every page they ever viewed on your site, how long they viewed, how many pages. It's kind of amazing. Once again, pointing out, this tool drives everything conditional in Paminga. You can segment on anything you want. That means you can do dynamic content and emails based on anything you want. That means that you can score your leads and your accounts based on anything you want. That means that when you trigger alerts, you can trigger alerts based on anything you want. You can make conditional actions and action sets based on anything you want. You can export contacts, filtering them based on anything you want. You can filter various dashboards the same way. We didn't take a look at conditional we saw conditional actions in Paminga forms, but here's conditional navigation in a multi-page form where if you add a choice, there's the magic conditions button. Route people through multi-page forms based on anything you want in limitless combination. Demographic, firmographic, behavioral. Here we're creating an audience for a drip series based on anything we want. Now in a branching workflow, we can branch our branch and branch again based on anything we want, and have Paminga watch for goals based on anything we want. As out of scope for showing in this video, Paminga's segment builder, aka audience builder, it's the most powerful segmentation system I've ever seen anywhere. And it is the only way to do anything conditional everywhere on the platform. It is massively easier to learn and use Paminga because of it.